I took the blame for my best friend's mistake and got demoted. Then he betrayed me. Me and Jake had been best friends since basic training at Fort Benning. We got assigned to the same unit, same barracks room, did everything together for 3 years. He was like a brother to me. We were both specialists, E4s working in the supply office at Fort Hood. Good jobs, decent pay, on track for sergeant. Life was pretty solid. Then one Friday night, Jake asked me to cover his duty shift so he could drive home to see his girlfriend. She was threatening to break up with him if he didn't show up for her birthday. I said sure, no problem. That's what friends do. Except Jake forgot to mention he'd signed out some expensive night vision equipment earlier that day for a training exercise. He was supposed to return it before close of business. He never told me about it. Monday morning rolls around and the equipment is missing. Supply sergeant starts an investigation. Turns out that night vision gear cost like $30,000. This wasn't just a paperwork problem. This was potential criminal charges. Jake pulled me aside in the bathroom, freaking out. Dude, I'm screwed. I left that equipment in my truck all weekend. I completely forgot about it. I'm gonna get an Article 15, maybe worse. He was panicking. Said his dad would disown him if he got in serious trouble. Started talking about how his whole family had served honorably and he couldn't be the one to mess it up. If you'd been on duty like you were supposed to, you would have reminded me, he said. You know my memory sucks. I felt guilty. If I'd known about the equipment, I would have made sure he returned it. So when the first sergeant called us both in for questioning, I said it was my fault. I was on duty that night, first sergeant. I should have noticed the equipment wasn't returned. I take full responsibility. Jake just stood there, nodding along, letting me take the fall. I got an Article 15, lost my specialist rank, got busted down to private first class, lost about $400 a month in pay, set my career back at least 2 years. But Jake was my best friend. I figured he'd have my back someday when I needed it. 3 months later, I'm working my way back up, keeping my head down, doing extra duties. Then promotion board comes around for sergeant. Only 2 slots available from our company. Jake's name is on the list. So is Corporal Tyler, a good guy who'd been waiting for his chance. I'm not eligible because of my demotion, but I'm helping both of them study. The night before the board, Tyler gets food poisoning. Can't stop throwing up, can barely stand. He tries to push through anyway because he's been waiting 3 years for this opportunity. Jake sees Tyler struggling and makes a phone call. Reports him to the first sergeant for being drunk on duty. Completely made up story about seeing Tyler with a bottle of vodka. Tyler gets pulled from the promotion board immediately. Gets a breathalyzer test that comes back clean, but the accusation is already in his record. Investigation takes 2 weeks. By then, the board is over. Jake gets promoted to sergeant. Tyler's still a corporal. Reputation damaged. I confronted Jake about it. Did you really report Tyler for being drunk? He shrugged. Competition is competition, man. Only 2 slots available. I did what I had to do. Tyler was sick, not drunk. You lied. Prove it, he said, walking away. That's when I realized who Jake really was. I'd taken a bullet for someone who would throw anyone under the bus to get ahead. I went to the first sergeant and told him the truth about everything. The night vision equipment, the duty shift, all of it. Showed him text messages from Jake thanking me for covering for him. Jake lost his new sergeant stripes before he even sewed them on. Got hit with an Article 15 for false official statement and conduct unbecoming. Ended up getting chaptered out with a general discharge. Tyler got his promotion 6 months later. We're still friends. Jake? Last I heard he's working at a car wash back in his hometown telling people he was special forces.